I'm very guilty of this poem because my dad was very handy with his hands. He sold our shoes, he put bicycles together for us, he made sheds, he made windows, he did everything, and I wasn't the type of boy who could help him or was interested in helping. I used to read books all the time. So this is a story about me reading a book and not helping my poor old dad. It's called So Pricked Him Nature in Her Courageous, which is, of course, Canterbury Tales. Never did help my dad enough, always head stuck in book. Dónall, son, he called, can you hold this while I saw? Ah, da, I'd wail, me lost in Chaucer and his tale. And so the saws, but all I see is, yo, the miller was a chap of 16 stone, a great big fellow full of brawn and bone. The saw, cuts through, the afternoon. Pauses then, Chaucer's on again. He did well out of it, for he could go and win the ram at any wrestling show. Say what? Oh, don't get me wrong, I adored the aesthetic beauty of sawdust floating in a universe of its own, suspended in sunlight and shadow, the smell of pine kidnapping my mind, the green dance of the bubble in a spirit level. Didn't have time for all that hammering and sawing. I was a boy on a mission ever since our teacher sighing, oh, I don't know why I teach you scruff, Chaucer. You'll never read the book. But by the weekend, furious at the rebuff, I had. My poor old dad only getting begrudging help. One that April, the words falling like gentle rain upon my mind, with a sure sota, the drop of March, words, oh sweet words, had passed to the rota. My mind bathed every vine in such sweet liqueur, the bubble in the spirit level poised perfectly poised, of which virtue engendered is the floor. Thank you. Another poem about a book. Who can I get up to help you? Oh, Alex, man. Can you come up here and give us that? As you can see, I am getting ancient and old, and Alex is in the first. Just compare the beards. Like, look at this dark, scraggy beard. Look at this, alone and palely lighter. So, I haven't got the energy to finish an entire poem. So, Al, will you do the last line for me, yeah?
It's a Bob.
The last line is merely one word, so you don't have that much to do, yeah?
Okay.
So, I'll whisper the word to you so that you know when to come in, yeah? Oh, sorry. Got that? Yeah, you got it right. Now,
You took your bowl, though.
sit down there. I'll call you when I need you, yeah? Okay, so what I whispered Al is actually one of James, the first Thunderword in Finnegan's Wake. Anybody read Finnegan's Wake? No? So, you get to page 3, you get the third paragraph down, you get the third word in, and that's the first of the Thunderwords. There's 10 Thunderwords in Finnegan's Wake, and they're 100 letters long, except for the 10th one, which is 101 letters long, but let's not get into that, okay? So Joyce is doing Finnegan, Finnegan falls off the ladder, whoop, knocks himself out, and wakes up again once a bit of stout is poured on him. Joyce is also going playing with language, language shift shapes, the words merge into each other. There's an old bardic thing in Ireland where words do actually shape-shift. And so you can say something like, all praise, O Alex the Mighty, like that. And then you just change the words. The last syllables of the first word will attach themselves to the first syllables of the next word, and it'll, instead of saying all hail mighty Alex, it'll say, where's that fiver I lent you last Thursday? So, Alex, I'm telling Alex that because Alex said, I want to be a bard. I want to be a bard like you. I don't want to be barred from pubs no more. I want to be a bard. And I said, do you know what it entails to be an Irish bard, Alex? He didn't. Does anybody know what it entails to be an Irish bard? Your training. So, first thing, teach you is to appreciate the world. And as you can see with your eyes now, you don't appreciate it. You just look, oh look, there's a bird, oh yeah, a bird, oh look, it's raining, and stuff like that. So to be an Irish bard, what they do is they bury you. They bury you for about 6 weeks. Little straw so you can breathe enough. A little bit of sustenance so that you won't starve. And you're in the dark, and the world has gone away. And you've got to recreate it in words. And you've got to say that you've nothing to do except be in the dark and do the words over and over and learn them by heart like that. The other thing, which is, I don't know if you can manage this, Al, you put a great big heavy stone in your chest. It's sort of like crucifixion, you know, that up and down. The pain happens here, breath, everything. So you've got this big stone on your chest, which is heavy, but just enough that you can lift it off and take a breath. Then it's hard to hold it, and you put it down. So you go, and you learn your poetry. By the time you come out, not only can you remember all your poetry, but you've got muscles on your forearms that you can even smash somebody like that. Listen to my poem, mate. Oh, like that. Also, when they finally let you out of the grave learning sort of tomb, you're blinded, of course, but then you see a bird for the first time in 6 weeks after all the blackness, and you go, oh my God, a bird! How beautiful it is! Sunlight! Oh my God, look, a leaf! And you go crazy, just like a child learning the world for the first time, and even the ordinary things to a little baby is wonderful. Oh look, my toe! Oh, I think I put it in my mouth! Oh, everything goes in the mouth, right? So, the word that I told Alex was, can you repeat it, Al?
Oh, no, yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-dow.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
Oh, ba-ba, like a baby, ba-ba. Ba-dow.
Ba-ba-ba-dow.
Caracta.
Character.
Caminaron.
Cameron.
Combron.
Cabron.
Tonaron.
How now, brown cow?
Ton.
Tutor.
Tovar. Hunan scon.
Who knows so? No man.
Hodaman.
Oh, yeah.
Turnock. And that last bit is a giveaway, because Turnock is the Irish for thunder. And
What's that English one?
ton is in there, the old English one. French, tonaron. Japanese, kaminari. Bronte, Greek. So all he's done is got all these words, different words in different languages, because it's the Tower of Babel, remember? And he's just glued them all together, and that's why it's called the Thunderword. So we start with poor old Joyce dying. There was a great story with Proust and Joyce to get the two greats together. They're in a room, and they're all going, what are they going to talk about? You know, what are the two greats going to say? And Proust complained of his asthma. And Joyce complained of his tummy. Oh, terrible pains in my tummy. And that's what they talked about, her ailments. And sure enough, when Joyce died and complained, when they opened him up, he had his colon was the size of a human thigh. He was bleeding, so he had a right to complain. So this is called what this entire world spider web is about, which is a great thing for the internet, but that's Joyce back in the day. The day of the funeral, an intense cold. The lions roaring in the zoo beyond Flunturn Cemetery. The confluence of the rivers he loved obscured from view as if forever. The sun too, a milky, misty light. The silence of the necropolis, broken only by an old deaf man, asking all the time, who is to be buried here? And when he hears, repeats, but who is James Joyce? You can sit down now. Oh. Grave number 1449 is meant to be temporary, but even in death he is Ireland's outcast. His daughter's madness flickers. Sat imbecile. What is he? Again a roar of lions. Doing under the ground. When will he decide to leave? Again the deaf man's question, but who is? He's watching us all the time. As indeed he is. Life but a work in progress. The author leaves his death, walks abroad in all his words.
How now, bro?
Bababadal Karata, Caminaron, Conbron, Tonaran, Toon, Ton, Trova, Hunonscon, Hodaman, Turnock. Thank you.
Well done, Alex.
Thank you, Al. As you can see, I forgot I had to put it out in things. That's only the first bit of the word. But as you might have noticed there, I wasn't saying that. That was Al throwing his voice. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning last night, and I wrote this poem for this one here. It's called "I'd Like to Say Your Name." I like to say your name when you're not here. Turn you into sound. Conjure you out of thin air so that you appear before me dressed in sound only. Memory sketching in the rest of you as if sound was just an outline and love colours you in. Adding the voice last so I can hear you say, "Hello, you." And there you are, as present can be. I like to say your name when you're not there. This is called "The Light Vanishes." Summer had suddenly gotten old. Shadows nibbled at the light, limping along by an orchard wall, biting it to the bone. The light seemed to wince. An apple fell into the ground as if on cue. Forever seemed somehow shrunken. Time withdrew into itself. The house was talking to the wind in its creaky old voice about the this of that and the that of this. I was amazed to find I owned all these aunts and uncles that were all mine. I even had a cute cousin called Mary Frances who always made me smile. A mottled mirror had flung itself upon a floor, scattering itself here and then there in a loud, "Oh no," still showing the world its face in many tiny little seeings that could draw blood. The wind saying nothing now, keeping stum. Inside, a book lay asleep upon a table, waiting to be awoken by a child's hand. The words now all run together, but ready to jump back into their proper places, take up their position when called upon. Even the pterodactyl had its eyes shut tight in the drawing of it on page 42, flying in prehistoric black and white. I breathed the summer in, I breathed the summer out. I would never again be as old as I was now. It was the last time I was 9. Thank you. And finally, I have been turned into a card, which can be purchased from that table for a mere squid. It's my poem that the BBC commissioned, and they plucked respective poets from all the different counties and said, write about something in your county that will, really tell what it's like. It has to be an object, and you have to animate it. This brought me right back to my school days of when I was 7, and you had to write a story of a penny. I was found on the ground when I fell in a pot and all that. So I picked the Guildford Guildhall Clock, which is Jan's painting here. And I used to always pass under him and salute him as an old army man. I'd say, "Hello, General Tick-Tocker." And I imagined him, he's still in active service. This is from 1683, and he's still going, still. So I could imagine him marshalling out the seconds and sending them out to battle with eternity. So I told him as an old geezer like that, and the poem is called, "I'm the Guildford Guildhall Clock, I am. Oh, I've been knocking out time now since, 1683. Minutes and decades flow through me, the everlasting sky is above me. I'm iconic, I am, dressed in my black and gold. I, if I may be so bold, am Guildford, the pride of Surrey. I'll watch the high street as it runs down to that young whippersnapper of a statue, the scholar or whatever. Shoppers congregate about the chap. Eat sandwiches, listen to a busk opera, only in Guildford. Ha! But it's me they look up to. And is it time for tea? Why, so it is, and citizens clatter over the cobbles. I'm the Guildford Guildhall Clock, I am. Tip-top, tick-tock, tick-tock, tip-top, tip-top, tip-top. Thank you.